One of the most important roles in any work with adolescent violence in the home is the women's advocate. And the women's advocate is someone who checks in between sessions to make sure that there's safety and also do some basic case planning around how easy it is for a mom to make the group or to make a session. Does she need court support? Does she need financial aid? So the women's advocate does a bit of case planning and monitoring safety, which are two really important roles to keeping families engaged in the program. So the way the role works is that in between groups or in between individual sessions, mom gets a call from a different counselor other than yourself. Sometimes it might have to be yourself depending on funding, but at all costs, you should try to have it be somebody else. And that person calls up, see how his mom is doing, sees if there's violence in between sessions, and basically monitors the nonviolence plan. Now, what that does is that means that you know whether or not people are leaving a session triggered, whether or not what they're reporting to in session is reflecting reality, if there's things you need to review again with mom and the young person, and it helps track that nonviolence plan we spoke about earlier. So the women's advocate is a very important role, and whether you work individually, so with a mother and a young person, or you work in a larger adolescent violence group, it's very important to have a women's advocate role, someone that could check in with mom in between sessions to monitor safety and monitor how they're tracking in the group. So the next part of the chapter is going to look a little bit more at the women's advocate role, which we may also look at in chapter 3.